Okay, so today I'm going to return to a game that I played right when it first came out, and I was kind of excited for it because it brings the 3D boards to the, online with an active player base, which is a really hard request to find. Like, think about it. You want an online chess game that lets you play with an active player base, but where you're not playing with those stiff 2D boards like on the websites. And yes, they have some other models and stuff, but with the actual 3D pieces, right? Like as if you were playing over the board in real life. And it's really hard to find because there's a lot of games like that, like Chess Ultra and stuff, but they don't have, they kind of look good and have a robust UI and stuff, but they don't actually have a player base. So what this game did is it sort of steals the player base from not really steals, but it borrows the player base from Lichess, and so now it becomes useful. It's kind of like those 3D board, not 3D boards, the electronic boards that I have, the square off thing. It'd be like, oh, if I had to play with only people using that board, those kind of, from that same company at least, that would be really hard to find. But it integrates with Lichess or chess.com, although I think they recently fucked up the chess.com thing to try to monopolize that too. So I'm going to play unranked games. I forget how it actually works on here, but I should only be allowed to play an unranked game. Or does it not I don't know how this works. Abandoning rated. Wait, well, how do I choose whether it's rated or not? But no, the queue time should be immediate here because, wait, what? No, well now I'm going to be effectively smurfing because I don't even know what I'm doing. Wait, it was supposed to be, I'm so confused. But no, this account is meant as just like a dummy one that I'm not really gaining rating or doing anything. Right, it's just sort of like a filler thing. So I want it to be unrated, but I don't know how you even do that. But no, I like the general UI and everything of it. There were a couple bugs though, like generally it wasn't very good, but the concept of it is great. That you could have a nice little 3D atmosphere and you can have an active player base, which again, it's surprisingly hard to find that. And the reason why it's hard to find that is because of the simple fact that, again, there's plenty of games with 3D boards and there's plenty of players on the websites, but to combine the two is hard to do. So you would think that chess.com should have like a program like that, right? They should have a program that allows you to, you're still playing on chess.com, but it just gives you like a visual aid or some, little cosmetics that they can charge you fucking for, like piece sets and stuff, which I might sound like a joke, but that's the kind of thing you'd expect in this modern day, because I'm not too happy if this is rated, and I don't even know. It doesn't give you very good feedback. How do you even choose that? I don't understand. Yeah, it was a game I was sort of rooting for, but they just didn't put in the work properly to make it good, right? It's just kind of trash. And I don't know what this means. Like, if I use the chat, this is a chat in the game itself, not in the thing, not in the website. So it doesn't let you see the ratings of people here. It doesn't let you see it doesn't let you analyze games or even see, whatever analysis there would be. It doesn't let you see any of that. So you have to still use it. See, that's what I mean. Like, somehow, if you're gonna steal, you're stealing the player base from there, but you can't even show some of the feedback and what's going on. So this guy's pretty bad, I guess. So I am like 500 rating here. So even if I do win some of these, I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm making progress or doing something I shouldn't be doing. Right? I want to play unranked, unrated games, and I don't know how to do it. But no, this is a nice novelty. I love this whole concept, and in fact, this almost seemed like my idea. Ever since I came back to streaming and I started playing chess again, I kept saying that, like, oh, I wish there was this exact thing where you get a 3D board with an actual active player base, and there just wasn't anything like that. So conveniently, right on time, right, this did come out like in 2023, and so people's reactions to my chess stuff are always funny. Like, I posted that video right of me playing this right when it came out, pretty much, and I was maybe one of the first or only people to cover it because it wasn't, I guess, that big of a deal. But people are like making fun, like, oh, I talk trash or whatever, and then I still lose. But it's kind of like, if you actually know me, that's how I am. Like, I'm not talking trash like to other people. I'm like, I don't know. It's like the same, right? I treat them the same as I do myself. Like, I'll be harsh on them, like, oh, they're a clown, but then I'll also say I'm a clown too, right? Like, I'm not. I always am self-critical that way too. And so now you're in a position to, you know, they just did this sort of bare bones though. It's the bare minimum. I thought you could like walk. Oh, you can kind of. This is kind of cool. You might think, oh, why would you ever do this or need to do this? But that's what real players actually do. I'm gonna go eat some peanuts in the restroom, and not the like bathroom, but like there's a rest area. Ding Liren's eating some nuts and in the middle of the fucking thing. Or lets you kind of fuck around with the camera quite a bit. Oh no, I almost can't get it back to how it was though. So now we'll take here, I'll just try to keep trading. This guy seems really bad, but, or in fact, even my name would maybe indicate something like, oh, I'm a GM who's smurfing, playing blindfold, but I'm not. Like, that was part of the reason what this account was meant for. So I would almost wish that these don't count and that they aren't rated, but I don't know. I don't know how to control that right now. Look at how many different forms I found to play chess, and doing all this, like, you know, just in streaming in general, the fact that we just play online, but then we get the over the board stuff, we try stuff like this, like there's so many different dimensions to it. Alright, that was a mistake. I get sloppy at some point, just out of boredom. Or it doesn't seem to really let you pre-move and show you that either. I'm not very good at, honestly, mates and stuff because I get so lazy, right? It's like a bad habit. Oh no. What the fuck am I doing? Oh wow, I get cocky. So now I'm still okay, but I don't know now. But he's so bad, that's the thing. But no, it's like you're so used to being up by so much in the end game that you don't really think about it, or you're not really, you know, you don't have to develop that. But yeah, like at the very least you could say, isn't this more interesting than just playing on Lichess, like by itself, as you normally would? Like, you could certainly understand that. Right, you might not think it's that special, but that's all you ask for really, is the fact that, you know, oh, you want the thing. You want like a visual feedback 3D board, that kind of shit for it. And unfortunately, it's very hard to find that in any way. This is actually kind of a bad position, come to think of it. I just blundered my queen like for no reason. So technically he'd be winning a little bit, or I guess he's technically -2 because the 2 rooks are worth more than the queen by 1, and then the knight versus the 4 pawns, so I'd be +2. But I'm not sure if that really translates. But yeah, let's just do some unranked 10-minute type shit. That could almost be a, you know, a pin, but what? Am I gonna actually lose? I'm even talking trash, but yeah, this is a bad case of like playing down to your competition. Like, what the fuck is even going on? What's happening? Like, how did this happen? That is amazing. Like, I get overconfident, or again, I'm just blundering pieces left and right. What a game to lose. But no, some of those comments are pretty funny. Like, you know, I'm talking trash and then I lose, but it's sort of fair because of the fact that, you know, I talk trash about myself too, or, you know, it's the same standard. It's not just other people. That was a good move, I guess. Like, what is this? Why are they doing that? So now I at least have a chance. Right, it's only like a... It's only like a -1, or yeah, because it's 9 versus 8, because he doesn't have any pawns left. So being the expert endgame player that I am, surely I will, wait, it makes it seem like you can even go there. I could try to give a whole bunch of checks, or even what he's doing is a little bit annoying, but my whole goal would be to try to promote, which I should be able to do, but I'm posing some good danger, so he can take there, and if he doesn't, then I check and take, or I don't know. You can keep moving kind of towards my... Oh, there we go. Those are just certain things that you look for as far as a pattern, but then you wouldn't expect them to actually... so he had plenty of opportunities, actually. Wait, did I fuck up again? Or no, he can't even catch up. I don't remember it even letting you choose that before. I could just BM his dumb ass, but... Or he could resign, or whatever. So that was a hilarious game, because it's back and forth, and we both played like garbage. I guess I won't worry about whether it's rated or not, but there should be an option to choose it. Like, how can I be sure? Okay, we're just kind of feeling this out a bit, but let's actually take it somewhat serious and see how, you know, how well we can do. That was a pretty bad game. I mean, we were winning most of the way, and then it just becomes kind of like you just get complacent, or again play down to your competition and stuff. Maybe if you choose it from here, like manual. No. Manually. Go here. This is still covered. Everything should be good. This mic is kind of not the one I normally use either, so it might not be the best. I just like chess as that though, like the ultimate filler category. You don't even. It can be something more, but like it can just be something to do. Kind of again like how I used to play card games and stuff. You could play it as much as you want, and there's always something new to try or different things to mess around with, and you can take it really seriously, turn it into a career, or you can just fuck around. But it's kind of like this just mindless thing you can do in the background too. Why is this part of the board look so... has a weird like half circle? We could do that. I don't want to allow the pin here actually. Or wait, there is no pin now because we just took care of that. It still gives the knight somewhere to go. Those are the two distinctions with these pawns. If you have your bishop here, you put it there and move that pawn. So you have a pawn, 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 pawn like that, and the bishop there. If there is no bishop there for you, then you put the knight, you raise that, you put the knight, and you keep the pawns there, assuming that I even know what I'm doing really, but... I maybe move too fast sometimes when I don't need to. Right, like just to... because I'm overconfident or something. We're gonna end up at like 2,000 rating without even looking at this. And some of these people's names... oh no, that's not even his name. But yeah, if you go look on YouTube for videos on this game, I might have posted like the first one ever because... wait, what did he even do? Oh, he castled. It might be the first one ever, one of the first ones, and it did get like 1,000 views because that's the kind of thing, you know, that could be a bait form of content. Just play something right when it comes out, you know, assuming that that's something, so people want to get a feel for it, get a taste of it, to see if it's whether worth buying or not, or just because it's new and hyped up or whatever. So that's kind of a niche you can do. Right, I'm never the type to really do that, but like you play stuff right when it comes out. And what goes great with that is my permadeath first playthrough format where I, you know, this is something I do anyway. It could be older games or something that's been out for a while, but I would always do that. Like, I'm playing something I've never played before for the first time, but it's also permadeath, so if I die, then the whole playthrough's over. I'm done with it. Like, I have to delete the file. I can't even start over for 6 months at least. Like, I have to take a break or... whatever, just some form of that I always would do is good because it allows you to basically it's sort of a bait content if you do it right when it comes out. So like when GTA 6 comes out, I could do that. Permadeath first playthrough right when it comes out. So that's always a different, unique format, but something that I've always done. And again, it doesn't have to be right when it comes out. It could just be like how I do it. Something I've never played before that's been out for 10 years or whatever. But still, if I die, then the playthrough's over. Or at the very worst, if I wanted to adapt it, I could say, okay, I can restart. But in fact, I was doing that for a while. Every month I was trying to pick like one game that just came out. So I only did it for like 2 months though. But Slitterhead, like November last year, I think. So I did that permanent first playthrough of a new game, and then something else, the Indiana Jones thing, and then I guess Path of Exile I counted for January, even though it didn't come out in January. And then the other thing was the fact that the Indiana Jones one, so November Slitterhead, Indiana Jones December, even though I didn't play them fully or I died in Indiana Jones, and I did make like a hybrid format. Then Path of Exile in January, and then February was Avowed, and then I didn't do anything since then. March, April, May, June, July, I didn't do the thing. But see, you can do this now, because think about it. If you take, then I take the knight. How about that? and then I still cover my other knight, but I guess I wasn't even thinking that far ahead. Yeah, it's easy to get lulled into some complacency and laziness because it's maybe an analogy for life a little bit too. Like if you're kind of going through the motions most of the time and never really pushing yourself to your potential or exerting yourself just because society almost forces you to do that, or to be like sort of half, what I call the half-mass state. In my debate format, like everything is sort of dialed down and, you know, doing everything partially. And the reason why you're doing that is because of the simple fact that, you know, you're almost forced to do that because everything is so structured and controlled and inhibited in a way that allows you to kind of, you have to dumb everything down for everybody else, or you have to do everything to acquiesce to everybody else. So the point is that the point is, again, you're always being held back, you're always inhibited, you're always trying to dumb things down for other people, you're always trying to wait for something or defer to some empirical unqualified authority structure. And so because of all that, you're in the simple position of being able to, oh, you can get the fork now. See, I am aware of that, but then I fuck up. How can this guy be even good enough to do that? Because so attack the queen, it doesn't really matter. Like, we are down material based on that. He's taking his time at least. What the fuck? I'm just playing carelessly, but this guy's actually decent too at the same time. Right, you don't have to be great to beat me. So we're down a whole rook, which is kind of crazy to overcome. You could take there, I could take here. What if he goes there, checks, and then goes there? You literally have mate if you could just get in there for a second. Right, so I have some vague chance, but it's not going to work because he's just not going to let me do it. But no, this guy played really well for whatever unknown rating that we're at. I don't even know what it, oh, is that, wait, isn't that just mate though? He just fucked up. Wow. Okay, what time is that anyway? Okay, so that was kind of cool. Just, I wanted to do just a brief look at it. I almost want to look at some of my comments on those videos and roast them, but I guess most of them just don't get that many comments anyway. But no, it's a decent game. Again, it's just giving you the 3D feedback for what would otherwise be a situation of whatever. It would be a situation where you're able to use the player base from another site, so it's not like it's that special anyway. Just kind of a short episode. I just wanted to kind of test all this, and especially the mic. Oh yeah, let me look at one thing then. I just want to see if those were rated games or not. Because it's not seemingly letting me choose that or putting a filter or an option, so Go Lichess, wonderful blindfold. Yeah, I tried doing that for a brief period, then I was trying to play the bots as well. And that's obviously one of my expressions / emotes of the past, was wonderful. So apparently those were rated, I guess, because we're up by like 139, so that must have been, I guess it's okay. I mean, I just wouldn't allow myself, I guess, to get further than I already was, because that feels like part of the punishment for failing the challenge on there. Where like almost the next form of content I wanted to do was like something in person, which I don't know how the fuck to do that. Like, really, even if I was to go there and then you say take my word for it, this is what happened, but like there's a certain privilege to that. Like, some of the big streamers will be allowed to set up a camera in a fucking tournament venue, but I, as some random person, wouldn't be able to do that in my first tournament ever. But that's part of the novelty of it, that I almost would want to do that. So that, oh, I'll bring a hidden camera in there, and then it'll get detected by like the body scan x-ray type shit that they sometimes do, although most venues probably don't do that. And then, oh, I'll get caught and banned because, oh, they think I'm using it to cheat. But oh no, I'm just really, I wasn't using that hidden camera technology, you know, hidden electronics on my person to cheat. I was just using them to record it, to make content out of it, because I'm too small of a streamer for you to let me do it formally, and it seems awkward and I don't want to ask. And so now it's the stupidest reason and explanation, but like, yeah, you're doing it just to make content out of it and just to have video of it so I can give commentary over it later. Okay, so here I'll go right into it, because something weird happened where apparently Steam is down and I'm in offline mode on that, but I can still use this apparently to play it online. And this is, of course, playing with people on Lichess technically, but that is weird. Normally you can't do stuff like that. If Steam is offline, you can't play online, but I'm pretty positive that's what this is. Sometimes I like to take the knight there if I, you know, it stops them from castling, but maybe this position assumes that they wouldn't want to castle. Let's just do it for the novelty of what I'm saying. But that's one thing that people sometimes don't get in chess, is like the preferences. It's not about whether something's good or not all the time, right? Obviously that can be impactful, but it's like at some point you make a preference. Like, okay, I want to be more defensive, I want to be more aggressive. You know, you can't just cynically always be like, oh, best move or not, because you're not the engine. You can't really play like that all the time. So there's always this temptation to move like super fast early too, but I feel like this I can't really do anything with, because it's you know, they could do something here, like if I have to take, then they take this, but you take here, they take back, I can take that. That might have just been a mistake for them. It's very hard to capitalize on these kind of pawns though. Like, I can almost guarantee you that one's not going to stay, even though I have it there, he can almost certainly double attack it and take it, right? So if you're a really good player, you might be able to find a way to save them, but I almost don't care. Which is maybe one of my big weaknesses, is that I often just do stuff and I don't care enough. Right, like you're trying to win, but you're not really fully trying to do everything the best, right? You're trying to do the least amount possible to still win, instead of, oh, you're trying to do the absolute best thing all the time. What's funny is looking at the board doesn't even help that much with calculation, in my opinion. Like, that's why people look away. Not that I'm that good at calculating, but like, you know, you're looking at it, but then you're imagining in your head a different position anyway, so it doesn't even really help. So with the whole blindfold thing, that's why when you're really good, it almost shouldn't make that much of a difference that you're blindfold or not, because you just have to keep track of what the position actually is, but then you're still calculating in your head and stuff anyway, so it's like, it's not that different. I still can't take that. Like, how is this possible? This is the problem. You can get so many of these repetitive type of positions that are just annoying. And I am sort of breaking my rule a little bit that says I can't play rated games on Lichess since failing my permanent challenge. But I don't know how you play unrated games on here even, so I'll just do it for now, but I won't let myself get higher than I was before or whatever, because this account was super low. It's just for the novelty of the visuals and stuff, which I do like a lot, but and there's other boards and stuff, but I just mean like the 3D stuff in general, so much so that I even played fucking Roblox chess because that has a 3D board, like the most active site, or I mean the most active game with the 3D board. I can't even see chat this whole time either. Yeah, like on my YouTube, I finally caught up now with uploading until like the end of 2021. Imagine that. Like, not that I've been trying to do it the whole time, but that's the point. So it's been like 4 years. It's been 4 years, end of 2021 till now, right? And I've only uploaded fully, not even 100% fully, but like pretty much everything from the end of 2021, just from November and December I was back, right? That's how crazy it is. So by the 2030, I'd be done with like fucking, like that is insane to think about. Like somebody who's streaming every day, who was doing it for a reasonable amount of time, at least like a couple hours, sometimes more than that. But somebody who's doing that, it's like, it took me 4 years basically to do the fucking, I can't quite find where I'm trying to go with this. Like, why is that thing so hard to target anyway? Well, he's no longer attacking this, so I can move this, and then I can, like, bring the bishop to attack that, I guess. See, this pawn is just almost like a liability. It's just making me have to do stuff that I don't want to do. Or yeah, there's like wishful thinking calculation that you shouldn't do, like where, oh, if he does this exact thing, then I can do this, but then you're just assuming his move. You should wait and see what they actually do, or think what the best move is, not that, oh, if he makes a mistake, oh, if it goes exactly the way I want. But then the other kind is like sort of tunnel vision, where you're thinking about only one thing, and then they make a mistake and do something, and then you don't see it because you weren't looking for it. Right, you weren't looking for it because of the simple fact that you were set on something. So a lot of the time it's not even that, oh, you're missing something, it's that you're not even looking because you're either too lazy or overwhelmed, or you don't want to bother, you don't want to take the time to do it, to calculate, or again, you're already dead set on something, have it fixed in your mind, sort of, to speak. No, that bishop is oddly pinned to the actual thing here. This opens a bit too much of an attack on... See, you shouldn't really do that, because now that allows him to attack me. It doesn't really help me, unless I want to bring an attack here, but I'm already committing to the other side. Unless you think you're really good, that you can switch it all up, then I don't know. You could actually do this, because if he takes, then I take and check. And if not, then I'm attacking that with force. So either way, that could be a good move. But again, everything I do is like still sort of surface level. And so, and that's not like that's a mate or something. It's just kind of annoying. But in fact, you could raise this and give a check, which could be bad, but Wait, I can actually... No, I can't do that. That'd be like the touch move roll that I just failed at because... There is no easy way to give check here at all. So he doesn't give the check that I was expecting. And I can go here now. Shouldn't I be able to really almost mate him here? You have the one square here, which I can't really do anything about. Or that was a big mistake because now you're just screwed. But these are like really low rated players too, so I can enjoy the bottom feeder effect that it's like you know, it's like it's hard to make the best move in a situation like this too, because like who cares? But at some point in the end games you do have to care because it'll come down to something that minute. So that's what would kind of piss me off. It feels like, oh, you're winning by enough, so it doesn't matter really, but it's still not mate, shockingly, but it will be if he goes there, I go here. So I am sort of smurfing a bit unintentionally though, because I was trying to do the blindfold shit and whatever. But no, the one thing that I can't really do is play those faster speed type formats. And the reason why is because, I don't know, I'm just slower. It takes me more time to calculate and stuff. Not even that it takes me more time to calculate than other people at this level, at moderate level. It's like more that you have to do it in the first place, right? Just, I can't innately do things, especially in the opening. And people try to say openings don't matter at a low level as if like, yeah, you don't need to study them to the level that GMs do and stuff. But they do matter in the sense that, oh, you might waste half your time just getting through the opening, or you might make a mistake in the opening if you're not familiar, and then you are behind the whole game and have to overcome it. So, like, it matters more than you think because it gives you a certain comfort level, and I don't know, just it lets you not have to be on edge so much in the game. So the thing is that I don't know what I'm even doing, but just we are playing online as far as I can tell, despite the fact that Steam appears to be offline, which I don't know why the fuck that is. Wait, why did it let me see the time before and now I can't? Yeah, it doesn't show you any feedback like that would be from the site itself, which is hard to believe that, you know, you're gonna try to steal Lichess's player base, but then you're not actually gonna do this shit. You're not actually gonna show the rating and stuff like that. And you can't seem to pre-move, or maybe there's ways to change settings like that, but I don't know. I just kind of don't know what to do at this point, and mainly, does this mean this person is 7 years old, that they have their birthday in their name? Or now he's gonna abort. The thing is that oh, come on. I'll go take a walk. I'll go take a walk around the house. I should maybe mess with the cosmetics somewhat, but I'm just happy with the 3D board in general. What is all this shit on the wall? Like, why do you have gears and shit there? So he's just not gonna play, and the problem with this is sometimes these things don't have the best feedback when people do that. Like, what am I supposed to do with it then? I'm just supposed to wait here? Like, I don't even care if I lose. Like, I'll go AFK myself. Fuck it. Okay, I don't know what even happened. I didn't see it. I was just kind of not paying attention. But no, it shows you the simplicity of this. Like, it always bugs out. And wait, it's the same guy though. Is something about this bugged or what? It could just be that he's the main one playing this time format at this time in this region, in this site, in this rating, right? Like, possible, but that seems almost sus. And because again, you might think, oh, they have to be using this game, but they're not, because nobody is, because this is dead. Just like every other chess game in existence. Like, it's such a weird thing, like a missed opportunity. If I was chess.com, maybe there is some rumbling about something like this, but I haven't heard it. I should. They should be developing their own game, like in a client, in a browser, in a thing like this. That's like, oh, it has its own piece sets and this and that, and the reason why is because, you know, like, why not have that? And then, oh, they can sell skins and cosmetics and piece sets and all this kind of shit. So, the point being that he's just ignoring everything I'm doing. That's fine. I mean, that's the typical 6 for 6. 6 for 6, you gotta address the knights. And so now you have the ability to doesn't seem like a very good position he's created for himself, but I'm not really good enough to judge that entirely. I love how that's what it would turn into, though. If I do become really good or do something with this, you know, it would be like, oh, it went, look at the knight, man. This is the knight in purgatory right now. What the fuck is this? Oh, I just fucked up. I just wanted the knight. Like, there's nowhere for either knight to go at the 6 you got. But no, it's like, if it turned into something, it'd be simple as like, oh, you were just doing it as a filler category, just when you didn't have much time and you didn't know what else to do or didn't feel like doing anything, and sort of, you know, that you didn't feel like, you didn't know what to do or didn't feel like doing anything or couldn't get into anything in a short period of time, so you just do it as like a filler category, and then you decide what to do when you're really in the mood, sort of, you know, for later. So now you're in a position to realize that to some extent. Right, where that's really all it was, in a way, or it's ironic because I originally started saying I was going to do variants, and that's what I like to do in my old channel and stuff. But it's a situation where I didn't do that because I didn't feel like I was good enough at this regular chess, so I kind of wanted to do that first, and then I could do it. Right, like, oh, if I get to 2,000 plus in regular chess, which, to be fair, I mean, that was almost pretty close. I was like 17 plus, right, in like both rapid and classical, and so without having studied or anything, that's pretty good. I mean, how much, you know, what else could I do if I studied, right? It would be pretty simple. Like, you know, if you get to 17 without studying, then imagine if you did study, you would obviously be on the brink of 2,000. But there is some other lesson to be learned with that too, from the perspective that, you know, this guy's actually pretty good or something. The lesson to be okay. The lesson to be learned is that I somehow lost at this low shitty ass rating that I'm at, which I don't even know what it is. Like, okay, I don't want to resign, but let's resign and see if we can find a different opponent. since we saw that guy twice, or aborted or bugged out or whatever the fuck. Okay, let's do one more game. I don't know what even rating I'm at, and I shouldn't have lost to that one guy, but that previous dude, he played pretty good for a stretch too. But okay, last one. Yeah, I don't want to go too far with this even rating wise. So Arana, Carr, as long as these people are different. Or again, then they abort at the beginning too, stupidly. Or that's like an issue in freestyle chess apparently, or chess 960, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Fisher random, to pay respect to the, you know, that Fisher actually made it is a great accomplishment. And only now are people really starting to appreciate or catch up to it widely, broadly. You know, it's like the same fallacies that people would use to say, why is chess so good? Oh, because of the number of positions, blah, blah, blah. But then, oh, 960 is just better because it's even more varied in position. So it's just a net positive, like Crazy House as well in that same regard, right? Like, so do 960 plus Crazy House plus something else, like just the sheer amount of complexity doesn't necessarily make it better. I miss doing just straight up permadeath runs of stuff though. Like I gotta do that at some point. Like when GTA 6 comes out, release day, somehow we gotta do a first playthrough of permadeath and just do it. Like, will it even be out on PC? I wonder at the same time as, like, they did that with GTA 5. I got it on PS3 and I even got a PS3 to be able to do it because I didn't have one, or Xbox, so I chose the PS3. It had like a bundle with GTA 5 and it allowed me to, you know, do that. And so the reason why is because like then it didn't come out on console or on PC until 2024 until like 2015. And then I decided to I only beat the game then. I didn't beat it on console even though I had it. And there's that Hearthstone story that I told. I have so many good stories with it, but that's almost what you got to do is make a clip of each, so I just have it to reference. It's in there somewhere in some of my talks about it. I did that nice little retrospective series. That's one of the best ones I actually have done, like as far as like a little mini series. It got like 1,000 views for like several of those, or at least for some of them, and all the others were getting like 100 plus views. It might not seem like a big deal, but for a small channel like mine, just randomly for a game that saturated and competitive, of me just wandering around the single player rehashing some of my takes, that was actually pretty encouraging. Between that and Adventure Quest randomly just doing well for what it is, those are some of the stupid ones that I, you know, it's just weird that it would do that well. But no, I like, maybe this is what the night is sometimes meant to do, is just sort of anchor the a pawn at times, right? The fact that it can cover on both of those. So we could easily take what I don't have to take. Thing is, if I don't take, then what am I even doing? To get the king involved in the game, but it might be a little bit too early to even do it. Like these kind of positions end up being just sort of like a dead draw type shit, you know, shit, where you go here. Okay. Dude. Well, the one thing that saves me a little bit is the fact that the knight can take. That way it doesn't have to cost the cover of the rook, but still. This is so dumb. I'm just playing too fast and like... These should be like around 1,000 rated players, maybe even less, based on whatever this account was at. Oh, that was the worst possible move to fuck myself. That's a rook versus a bishop. It's not even that big of a deal. It's just like you have to not let the rook come in, kind of. And the way that you do that is you keep the king kind of somewhere here where it can't do that. I feel like I can still survive it. It's just kind of hard to do. See, like here, he might fall asleep. Because I'm also hitting that. Fuck. Like whether he saw the fork or not is not even the point. And I'd be free to always double take like this because of the simple fact that... What was that sound? The simple fact, and this is an octopus knight too, that blocks his open file for the rook, so he can't even go there anymore. Right, so it makes it all very difficult to do. The problem is I can't target this very easily. If I go here, he takes, I take. I can still turn this into a draw, but I make these sort of unnecessary moves. Like, why was I moving the king there? Not because, oh, I don't know what to do, or I'm under pressure. It's more like I am literally getting bored in a way that I feel like I don't know what else to do, and I just kind of want to make something happen. See, we can just get a threefold repetition now. I mean, fuck it. And then if I don't, then I should take it because I'm in a bad spot. He's giving up a pawn for seemingly no reason at all. If he can chip away and get some, look at him, dude. Look at him. Now he might actually cut through here, but even then he can't go too far with it. So now this pawn could be ripe for promotion, but it might not be as easy as you think to do it. And the oh shit, I almost made an illegal move. If it was shogi, that would have counted and I would have lost. So he can't really come through too easily. He should almost come down here. I'm gonna try to push this, but the knight isn't always that easy to use is the problem. I just kind of have to let it happen. It's actually really annoying, to be honest with you. And you get that one, but I'm not even worried about it because I have to make this happen anyway. And there wasn't much else I could do. The king can stay connected to that, and it's going to be hard for him to stop it with respect to the to his own king, right? The king ends up being the dictating factor. It's not really about the thing. It's not really about the... Now you have a cute move here because it's covered by the knight, and then I can check into a cover. It doesn't even matter. I can check into the cover, so you can do whatever you want, right? And it's like, if you take a knight, I take a rook. If you take a queen, I take that. Now it should be relatively easy pickings, but then again, the knight can fuck up. The knight can fuck up, and the way that it fucks up is if it can't reach that in time. And it's very possible that it won't. Oh my god. Like, if I just sack the knight for the thing. If I just sack the knight for the thing. That'd be fine. What the fuck? Wait, now I can't even win though. I wasn't expecting him to actually go after that. What happened? What was that sound? Why does he keep making these sounds? No, I kind of fucked up though. I could have still done something. I should always be able to squash this now, but... Right, we'll take this and we still have time to recover there. Like, fuck it. So dumb. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I have nothing to play for besides that, so we're farming draws like a true Grandmaster high-level player would do. Why am I playing so fucking shitty, though? Okay, see you later. Okay, so today I'm trying out a different mic. It's one of those Rode ones, so could be a little more comfortable and convenient. Like, for example, here I'm just going to do just chatting, and I don't even have to be doing anything on the computer at all. I can just be laying down, I can be half asleep. But basically, it's a case where, yeah, we'll try this, and it's sort of wireless, so you can just hold it. So let's do like a recap on like what I'm even doing overall as far as series and stuff. So for example, I was doing that chess mini series where I was trying to beat all the bots on Lichess. And the thing with that is, I got up to level 6 and then I beat the level 6 bot. And so that was like a checkpoint. And at that point, I thought, okay, I can do kind of whatever I want at this point. And then from there, level 7 is just kind of like window dressing gravy. I can just kind of mess around with it, try it if I want. And then numbers, I was trying to do the delisted games gauntlet, so I tried, sometimes I'll do things just to introduce it as a format. Not that I actually am doing it regularly, but so I played that Super Moves or whatever, the parkour game, as a delisted entry. Then I did like the 2K series, little permadeath NBA 2K, and I guess that's still ongoing, but I probably won't continue it right now. But yeah, like permadeath teams, I unlocked the historic teams at least. Um, so yeah, if I lose as a team, I go to the next one, that kind of thing. And then beyond that, you have the ability to see that I'm pretty open-ended. Like I wouldn't mind doing almost anything, but I don't have like a specific series or category that I want to do. So I could do like one of my debate format things here since I don't really want to do anything per se. I'm kind of tired and not really feeling like doing anything. But yeah, the thing is that like the debate format stuff is a lot better to do if you actually have a audience of some kind or people kind of going back and forth. That one time I did it, I was starting to get a couple people in there, and then I had to end off right then. Like it was a little while ago. I was just doing it, and then some people came in and they're talking about Trump or some stuff. So they'll tend to gravitate towards politics, whereas I tend to gravitate more towards psychology or philosophy or something kind of bigger picture. Right? That's kind of my expression is like don't focus on just the symptom rather than the disease. Like you can always pick at something, oh, if it wasn't Trump or this or that. But the bigger picture is like, you know, it's something more basic than just like you'll blame something always for human nature. You'll say, people will criticize like, oh, violent video games or something is why. So okay, before they existed, then was there still violence? Yes. And you know millions of people play them and don't do that, and then plenty of people who don't play them still do commit crimes. So, like you're always trying to blame something. It goes back to like some technological escalation issue, like oh, at one point what's making the kids misbehave is rock music, or now it's violent video games, or at one point it was just anything. It keeps changing throughout history, so you're always trying to scapegoat and blame something, but you're not realizing, oh, it's just human nature and is manifesting in one way or another. Or I always say this as like opposite interpretation is what I call it. Like, um, you would say like, okay, somebody has like some addiction or something, fixation, like, oh, they play video games all day, or they use drugs and stuff, right? They're a drug addict, they're a gambling addict, something like that. The problem with that perception is that you're basically saying that, oh, it's not their fault and they're almost a victim and we should sympathize with them, which maybe in some basic sense, sure. But you have to realize, like, it's not so much that, oh, now they're addicted, that part they can't control, although honestly, to some extent still. The point is, like, the fact that they would do it in the first place and the fact that they would get addicted to it in the first place is their fault. Like, they didn't have to do that thing at all. So And the other point with that is like you'll say, oh, it's the fault of that thing, right? Like entertainment or whatever, drugs and stuff. But that's why they're like that, right? Like, oh, somebody's antisocial because of that, of some influence or whatever. The problem with that is it's the perception that like it's the fault of that you it's the fault of that you do it. Like, okay, somebody's antisocial because they're addicted to something. But don't you see that it could be the opposite? The reason why they are addicted to that thing or why they choose it or prefer it in the first place is because they don't like that. So, like, it's not that, oh, they're antisocial because they're addicted. Maybe they're addicted to that thing because they're antisocial, right? Like, so it's not the fact that they would prefer that over something else is the point, right? The fact that, oh, they'd rather stay at home and play video games, or the fact that, oh, they'd rather do drugs or whatever. So it'll be a fallacy of like, oh, that's the cause. The only reason why they're not doing this thing that we think they should do is because of this addiction or whatever fixation they have. The problem is that the reason why why would they do it in the first place then if that thing is so desirable, or why would they prefer it to that thing? Right. And so now I'm trying to think here. What can I do? This thing seems almost a little quiet where I have to project more. I'd have to turn some setting up, but I don't feel like it. Let me see. What else do we have? There's so many like ongoing series that I could have continued, but I just didn't feel like even doing them. So this is going to be possibly even quieter than my normal shit that I do. Maybe go back to like the ASMR style of it, but not really because I mean even that's with more so my Blue Yeti, but it wasn't even a function of the mic. It was more like that's just how my voice sounds. It's just how it is. So what else can we talk about? I have all like these notes and some of my writings I could go through and read through, but I don't know what I feel like doing. Let's just do a random half asleep thing. Like let's try to do this until I fall asleep. Like I just lie in bed and use this fucking mic and just. But there's got to be some better topic or structure to what I'm doing. I could like almost watch videos and not even show what I'm reacting to, but just use them as a benchmark for topics to talk about. Or I don't know what else. I could try to decide like, okay, for a future, what is some other series I could do? Or I kind of wanted to jump off of doing 2K25 as an excuse to do console shit. But now I don't really feel like it, or I kind of moved my setup a bit, so now I'd have to redo it. I'm very lazy when it comes to stuff like that. Like if it's something's not ready to go and set up, then I just don't even bother. Right, I don't even want to mess with it, but yeah, we could do this almost as like, oh, do a 24-hour stream and just fucking. I love those where it's like people just sleep. Well, maybe not just sleeping, but where it's people sleeping in the sense that, you know, why would you show that or want to see that? Let me see how long I can last. I'm pretty fucking tired too, so I might fall asleep. But then you won't even get the brilliant visual of the face cam. Or I mean, of the, like, watching me sleep. So what else could we talk about here? The fact that I don't know. Just chatting is a pretty bustling category, though. It has like 400K viewers or some shit. I was just saying, it's pretty up there. It's very broad. I mean, it can apply to so many different things. IRL stream, that kind of shit. And then you have the ability to, You know, this would be more suited for like my debate format stuff, but I don't really do that much anymore. And then it's like a principle that I don't know. Yeah, we have the chess, so we can still keep doing the bots. I was trying to do that chess exclamation mark game, but then that's forcing me to play rated games, which I don't want to do, or I shouldn't be allowed to do after failing my permanent challenge on there. What else can I do here? This is really half asleep ASMR mic testing stream. What about the fact that I don't know, whatever. We did the test. I can't even fucking do this. Okay, let me try it like this, like I'm actually laying down in bed, like I'm about to go to sleep, which is sometimes how I stream anyway, to be fair. But I wonder if people do that on Facecam too. Like I can do whatever I want because I don't even do Facecam, but I need maybe like a little more structure to it if it's gonna be even like a debate because I'm just like not feeling too good. But let me think. I can pick a topic. I can redefine some of my terms, like the long form posture. It's a good one. Like anything worth discussing is worth doing in long form. So it would shut down like quick little labels, dismissals, appearances. I'd be like, you look at everything in depth to full extent, potential value, and then decide from there. That's why a lot of things from my debate format were just like logical razors. It's not really like, telling people what to do or think or like even, it's not really like taking a position. It's just more like, here's a logical razor that could be consistent and follow it. And, it can apply to various things and it can be, like a lot of things I say like objectivity isn't useful. It might invalidate a lot of things that people do. What else do I have here? The fact that um, yeah, this one could be okay. I might have to mess with the settings on it if I want to use it, but it's convenient. You can clip it on too, but even to the extent that we have that, um, okay, so here, let me think of something else. So, I said long form posture, and I also said the fact that, let's analyze like cult of personality basis, right? Like you'd say, why are people popular or why do people like certain things? And they often can't even explain it themselves, right? It won't be like a defining specific thing that you can prove or verify with criteria. So, for example,
Cult of personality, like, are you actually good at something like Hikaru or Magnus, like in chess? Or not even Magnus, but like other creators, Benjamin Feingold, who's always his GM. But then you get into like, this would be the pinnacle content here. You can do a sleeping stream, but without even showing your face or without even doing any camera. So it's like you're literally just sleeping and looking at a blank screen. That I was too lazy to even put up an image. I just left it on my desktop. No, that's one of the things that I'd almost, oh, I want to be like a bigger creator or something just for that. Not even for anything else, but just like, oh, it'll give me a structure to try to do debates or whatever, stuff like that too. A little bit of a can't do back and forth audience interaction, stuff like that, that you can bait.
Okay, so today I'll be trying to beat the level 7 Lichess mod again. And I've only tried this one a couple times. I was, playing the level 6 one for quite a while. And it was hard, although I had a pretty good game against this one one of the few times I played it. It felt like it was almost going to be a draw, and then I messed up in classic fashion. But it's impressive that you'd even be able to get this far, because remember, if level 8 is meant to be challenging for good players or top players, how is it that a clown like me, who's barely 1500 FIDE, probably maybe 1700 at most if you give me enough time, how is it possible that such a person would be able to beat level 6 and maybe almost level 7? Right, so it just shows you, if I take my time and think, it can be more effective. But it's like you want to try to get to the point where you don't have to do that and you can beat everybody comfortably, but then you're not really maxing out. So let me try to do it. I feel like doing something else too. I'm getting kind of bored of what I've been doing, but I don't really have like a fixed format or anything that I'm trying to do. So again, the opening is relatively comfortable. Makes me seem like a big fan of the King's Indian, although somehow technically it might not even be considered that. Normally I almost wouldn't want to do that, but it's deceptive because for a long time nothing happened, so it seems like, or in fact this is a disaster already because of the 2 knights. Then they always just end up getting in my way. So again, there's a temptation to always move too fast, or like there's some, wait, what? Wait, well, why was that even a good thing to do? They must have some mate or something coming. I don't understand. What the fuck is happening? Um, what was I saying? Just like, if you take your time, that makes all the difference in the world. I could sack a knight, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the point of this is, but I love it, and they don't even take it. What is happening? You have 2 knights and they still won't take it. Don't you love this? This is how you know you're playing at a high level. Like, what is happening? Now that's covered at least, so now I don't need that there. Right, he can't do it. He'll take... Or he took with the queen. I thought he would take with the other thing. With the pawn, now he'll take... Okay, so I got beaten pretty badly there, although I don't even understand what was happening. And it didn't even seem that bad. I shouldn't do the... Okay, fine. But see, I'm playing too fast as if... Oh yeah, there's a temptation to like play as fast as your opponent plays. I do that against real people too. If they're making super fast moves and they're getting through the opening in like 10 seconds, then I feel pressure like, oh, I have to do that too. Or I feel it's almost embarrassing to take too long. Like, oh, you shouldn't have to, or you should be good enough to, you know, keep up with them, but you shouldn't do that. Oftentimes that's the difference between the player's skill level is like, you know, you took your time and they didn't. So like, they have 8 minutes left and you have 2 minutes left, and that's why you're winning. So it's not that you're even better. It's just that if they took their time too, they would win, or they, you know, they'd be doing better too. So yeah, I'm trying a new mic too. It's one of those Rode handheld ones with a little fluffy shit on the top that you sometimes see content creators and stuff use. They seem to get a little confused by the night movement there though, because how does this even solve it? Oh, I guess it was never made in the first place though. But then you could do like this. Then if I take, then you... No, I guess not. I was assuming it was mate. That's why I did more drastic actions. But yeah, that's always intimidating, and that ended too quick. So yeah, the whole session was meant to just be that. So now I don't even know what I want to do. I don't feel too keen on anything. I was trying to do that. I was trying to do the delisted games thing, but that's kind of a headache sometimes to just randomly choose something to do. But yeah, chess will go down as like the ultimate filler category for me, that just when I don't know what else to do, I always would like to do it somehow. But no, I love that. I sacked 2 nights in a row and they don't even do anything. They don't even take it. So that's so dumb. Like maybe me doing that is the right thing and maybe them taking it as the wrong thing and they'll take it later and whatever. So it makes it feel kind of silly, right? Like sacking pieces is always a thing to do. So yeah, what else can we do here? I could look up the delisted games thing just to see what's on there. And it might not be that comprehensive anymore because they always talk about a Warhammer game. Man, I hate when big name stuff goes like this. Who's the guy who apparently loves Warhammer? Some celebrity, I think Henry Cavill. He is apparently a big fan of it. Or even WoW, I think he said he was a fan of, as well as Mila Kunis. I mean, a lot of people are, but like gaming is always seen as like some niche thing like that. Oh wow, you know, you do that, as if like nobody would say that. Oh, you watch movies, or oh, you do this or that. Like read books. Like it's seen in a different category. Like why is that any different? Right. Like the way the media often covers it is like that. Oh, look at this game. It's like, wow, what a... It just would be like in a marginal way, right? Like a more judgmental way. If they say, oh, this person was watching a movie, okay, so what? This person's reading a book, so what? But oh, this person is a gamer, so now, right, we look at that differerly. May Survivor, and some of these are just really shitty games too, or obscure, that might not even be worth doing. Is that going to be like Dark Deception, Pac-Man, like Horror Pac-Man? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? In-game purchases. I like how that's even part of the fucking name. Like, why does he even have to say that? Or does that mean that's what's being removed? Oh, okay, that's the only thing then. What a mouthful of a name though. Journey to the West. What are even some of these games? Chinese MMO. Conquering the Demons. Is that like a commentary about the West, like, oh, journeying to the US and stuff, and we're all demons here. July 31st, launching over a month ago. Google translated unforeseen consequences. Only available in traditional Chinese. Oh, that could be part of the challenge, trying to figure it out. Without, talk about a blind playthrough in a language that you don't understand. It was only out for like a month. Oh, whoops. So, three Wasabi Entertainment titles. Yeah, I'm sure that, in fact, there might be a better site for this now. Or just by looking it up on Google here. There's a lot of shit that happens too with Nintendo, like, oh, the 3DS or the Switch or stuff will lose stuff and then you can never get it again. Which is why emulation, even if, whatever you feel about it, can help to preserve stuff. Delisted digital only games. There must be way more than that. Huh? 100 pages. May not reflect recent changes. Oh yeah, PT was kind of a novelty. I mean, that was just a demo, but I don't know why this would have been delisted. Oh, because the game never came out, that it was a teaser for, but it was still pretty cool. Although it's like cryptic as hell, so you almost would have to look up what to do at points. There is like an emulated version of that you can actually get, thankfully. It's just so dumb because then people try to argue like, oh, if you wanted to play it, you should have played it. But you wouldn't say that with any other medium. Like, oh, if you wanted to read a book, you should have just read it by now. And so every copy is going to be burned and you can never find it again. Or if you wanted to play an old game like Ocarina of Time, oh, you should have played it by now. So every copy can just be destroyed. So the same thing, like, oh, this game is going to be delisted, but oh, it's your fault or something. Right? Nobody's going to come and snatch your copy of Ocarina of Time in your N64 and say, oh, now you can't play this anymore. Right? That would be stupid. So you always have it, the peace of mind. But uh you can't do that with it's such an annoying category though. It's like a format that I do almost passive aggressively or whatever. Like, it gives me a good excuse of doing certain things, but you almost wish you didn't have to do that. Yeah, some of them are either really shitty or they're like kind of dead, and the servers are like, the servers are basically going down. So like, either the game won't be very good, that's part of the reason why it's being delisted, or the game will be dead, like it'll be an online only game or mainly game, and then nobody will actually be playing. There'll be only bots, or you won't be able to find a match, and you sometimes still have to pay for it. Like I did that with Crime Site. I had to buy Crime Site, and I'm getting it because I know it's going to be delisted, and that's still fine. But then you can't even find a match of anybody to play against, or like even the other, what was that? Spellbreak was like one that made me want to do that format in the first place, of like playing stuff before it goes offline just so I had the chance. But again, a lot of those people were bots. Whenever I get first place in my first game online, quote unquote, it must be bots because I could never be that good. Even though I am like the resident mage who always loves playing mages in RPGs.
That's the cool thing with this mic, though. I can just use it in any position. So I don't know how good the audio quality is here, but I don't have to actually do anything, like, or I don't have to have it sit in a particular spot. It's just a wireless mic. So I can't decide what I want to do. But I guess the flip side of that is I have to hold it, so I can't really set it down very well. Otherwise, it won't work. Or you can like clip it on your shirt, but that wasn't working either very well. So I could play like mouse only kind of input games with this like one input. And if you do that, then you know, that allows me to, oh, I can hold this, but it shouldn't have to be like that. I guess I'd have to change the setting, but I'd turn the gain up. It's like very quiet. Right, by comparison to whatever else, probably game audio and stuff. Or even like the mics I normally use, so it's a little too quiet. So especially if I put it on my shirt, then it won't be good because it won't be good because then it'll be too quiet and too far away. And so I love this, makes me kind of lazy and not want to do anything. But no, the delisted thing is an option. I was trying to get back into console stuff, but I don't have it with me right now. Delisted stuff and there's got to be some format I can do or some series I can do in like a repeatable regular way. And oh, I should have almost kept checking on Hearthstone. That Spectral Nerdzol might have come and went. It appeared like in the game, in the shop, or I mean in the collection, but I could never figure out how to get it or if it ever came out. So the other thing is that I could pick a game almost at random. Maybe I could do like a Steam randomizer. Like I'll put my whole library in there and then I'll do it whatever it randomly picks from that. Put in like a list randomizer and then what else do we have? Just the obviously chess I keep kind of overdoing and abusing. And the delisted aspect would be very strong because you get to it would allow you to realize that I don't know. I feel like if I'm tired, I can revert to my old almost ASMR type voice. But I'm always kind of pretty monotone regardless, but I always kind of sound the same way regardless. So what else can I do here? We have the NBA 2K series that I could continue at some point with the permanent teams, and I unlock the historic teams. We have the delisted games that we talked about. And we have the we have something else too that I can't quite decide. I've tried a couple sessions where I do like my old debate format or try to bring it back, but it's very hard to do that too. Especially with no captive audience to really participate or appreciate it. What else? This is what people do though. Like, oh my goodness, just chatting, like that's literally what is the biggest category now, which is very broad because there could be all kind of, or they added like a different category like that. What else can we do here? Let me think about it. Few good concepts like, you know, just the artifice of buying games in the digital era, digital market. That, you know, oh, you buy it and you might agree to it at the time, but then, oh, if the game's dead and there's nobody to play with. What else? What else? I'm literally yesterday and today I'm kind of doing this. I'm start by using this different mic and then it makes me not want to do anything. It's like, oh, I can just do it as literally just chatting, which is fine too, but it's just like maybe I shouldn't use this because, you know, then it gets almost too comfortable.